Hey everyone, this is Cloud Chief. In today's video, I'm going over the Zilart's Voidwatch paths. Before you can start this, you need to have started Voidwatch in general by just talking to a Voidwatch officer and obtained one of the other main city abyssites, and then start accumulating Voidstones. Then go ahead and head to Norg. Once you're at Norg, head to I-8 and talk to Qilin. That will go ahead and then flag the quest to go ahead and start this Zilart pathline. Qilin will give you the Ashen Abyssite that will allow you to start popping all the tier 1s for the Zilart path. However, don't go and start popping all the tier 1s yet. If you do, you're going to have to go back and kill them again, because there are 2 more NPCs you need to talk to before you'll get credit towards the tier 2 Abyssite. So first, go to Kazam and talk to Hilligard at F8 to flag essentially the 3 in the jungle. And then go ahead and head to Raboa and talk to Gushing Springs at G8, and that'll do the whole Altep Desert Kuftal Tunnel area. Once you've talked to all 3 NPCs, you're good to go ahead and clear the tier 1s, and then after that you would be able to upgrade your Abyssite to the tier 2. At this point, being item level, the tier 1s are easy except for really 2 of them, and I'll go over them. All these NMs now are popping with ads. You can pretty much ignore the ads and just focus on the boss, because as soon as he's done, that is a win. The 2 tier 1 NMs that you need to worry about: Ildebrand in Ifrit's Cauldron, which is a worm, and when you spawn him, he's going to be flying, and he'll spawn with 2 Shadow Dragon ads. You can only hit him with magic spells and range attacks. However, if you kill the 2 Shadow Dragons, he will soon land afterwards. So if you're going in there with a melee job, just take out the ads first. He will land, and then you can burn him down. The other difficult tier 1 is Tangaro, and this is the Ergonite one in Kuftal Tunnel. The annoying thing about this NM is that he will go into a shell, and when he does, he will give a 10-tick Doom Aura. So the thing is, he will be stationary, so you can just run out of range from him, and the aura will wear off. Then you could go re-engage, and obviously the counter would reset and start ticking down. So you can keep doing that as long as he's staying in his shell until he comes out of his shell, and then it wears off. You want to make sure when the count's getting to about 5 or 4 to get away. I even had one time where I think the count was 5, I did a weapon skill, and then it was 4, and then I started running away. I didn't actually start getting away from it until it was 3, and I ended up actually being really far away from it, and for whatever reason the aura didn't actually wear off, and I ended up dropping. So make sure you give yourself plenty of time to get away from the NM if the aura's up. Other than that, he's not really too hard. It's just that Doom Aura, you got to be careful. Just keep an eye on it and try and get out of range. Also, if you're doing it solo with trusts, make sure when you get out of range, you go ahead and disengage, so that way your trust can run over to you and Doom is off of them. Once you've taken out all of the tier 1s, go back to the NPCs in Kazam and Raboa, and that'll complete their section of the quest. Go back to Qilin, and then go talk to Gilgamesh in Norg. After that, go back to Qilin, and he will upgrade your Abyssite to a tier 2. Just be aware, if for some weird reason you don't have Sky Access yet, he won't upgrade your Abyssite to the tier 2. So if he doesn't have that, start going through Zilart missions and get Sky Access. Now that you have the tier 2 Abyssite, go ahead and start taking out the NMs in Remave, the Tree, and Zeta. Once they're cleared, go ahead and go back to Qilin, and he will upgrade your Abyssite to tier 3. Now that your Abyssite is a tier 3, you can now technically pop all the NMs, and there isn't really much more to do unless you really want to clear this quest from your quest log. There's no reward for clearing the quest. So you don't need to continue any further from here, because now you can literally pop all the NMs. But I will continue and go over all the details for finishing up this quest. So now we have the tier 3 NMs that are in Sky. Aello, which is a Harpy NM, which is just outside in the gardens. There's Qilin, which is essentially Qilin, and he's inside the shrine. And then Uptala, which is Ravana. I don't remember what the type is. It's essentially like that samurai NM with 4 arms. He is in Valguno Palace. I will say, if you are on a populated server, these NMs seem to be the most camped and, popped, because everyone's trying to get those heavy metal plate pouches. So if it's during the Voidwatch campaign event and you're on a populated server, you're going to have to probably team up with people to try and pop these, because like I said, these are heavily camped, and it wasn't the easiest for me to go ahead and get solo footage for these. Also, just a reminder, if any of these NMs throughout the entire process are giving you problems, just trade some displacers and then pop it with some void clusters, and that should make it easier. I was able to take out all 3 of the tier 3 NMs with 5 displacers and just 2 weapon skills. So it shouldn't be a problem as long as you're using displacers to clear these solo. Once you've cleared all 3 of the tier 3 Sky NMs, just go ahead and head back to Norg and speak to Qilin again. After that, go ahead and speak to Gilgamesh, and this will move this quest to the completed part of the quest log. And that wraps up the Zilart quest line for Voidwatch. I hope you guys got some value out of this video. If you did, go ahead and leave it a like, and may you have success in all you do.